Hi friends, so I decided I will record something that is exercises for creating more resiliency in your nervous system, mainly the 10th cranial nerve. Cranial means that the nerve originates in the brainstem area, as opposed to coming out from a nerve root in the spinal cord. And it's also called the vagus nerve, the wanderer, because it has the longest track basically of all the nerves, and it has tons of fibers, and it's quite the amazing nerve, carrying a lot of information back to the brain from the body. 80% comes from the all the triggers from the environment back to the brain, and then only 20% is what goes from the brain really back to the body. So it's a very um, um, it's just a nerve that has a lot of communication going back to the brain to get the information from the environment internally, from your organs, all the chemical balances or imbalances and things going back. And mainly it deals with your autonomic responses of either there's a trigger for the survival responses of fight, flight, or freeze. Or another way could be that there is also the response, oh, everybody's safe, we can just relax. So vagus nerve has a lot to do with that. It connects the brain, hypothalamus, and all these other parts. So I'm not going to go into that. I will post this on my website, and there will be information and links to find more information about the vagus nerve. So if we have more resiliency in the vagus nerve, that means we are less triggered, our comfort zone is a little bit broader, then our muscle tone overall in the body, and especially the muscles that the vagus nerve also innervates here in the neck area, will be more subtle. Instead of locking the neck up from an underlying stress that we always perceive in our modern day life, we can actually, if we have any neck pain, if our range of motion in our movement, maybe looking right or left, is reduced, we can help that if that comes from the vagus nerve, and there's exercises we can do for that. So the following exercises will just help you so that the vagus nerve has the correct tone, and it can then trigger the right response, right? So we're just going to go right into this. I have the camera pretty up close. You can do the following exercises that come from a variety of practices into this. It mainly plays with the orienting response that we have. We're going to just explore those. So there's a few different ones. So I'm going to take my glasses off and so that you can see my eyes. It has a lot to do when we orient, right? We're like, what's going on over there? And there's a lot of, you can see my neck gets short, my shoulders come up. I'm already triggered when that happens. So instead of being able to discern and say, actually, I'm going to maybe glance over there and disconnect my eyes from the head movement, or I could slowly move over there so that my head, neck, and shoulders kind of are disconnected from each other. So there's a more soft response instead of already going, right? So that's what we're working with basically, to get out of that and having that locked up for longer periods of time without ourselves knowing. So this is a lot of autonomic things. So the first exercise is really simple, and it's just you can do that laying down, sitting, or standing. Laying down is a good way to do it because you may have autonomic responses, like you could get a little bit hot, you could Your breathing could change. You might actually be yawning. You might get a little bit tired. You can get a little bit dizzy. You could have flushed skin happening. So just notice those things. So if you do this the first time, it might be a nice way to do it on the floor or on the bed or however you feel safe, right? And then eventually when we go out in the world, we're upright, so it's also good to practice it upright, seated, or standing. So, but the first thing to do is just to look with your eyes, and I'm just showing you how to do that. So first, just bring the head over your spine so that you have a nice long neck instead of feeling like you have a head forward posture that's already tight. So come back here, and then we're assessing our range of motion before we start. I'm just going to look to my right with my eyes and my head, and I'm noticing what that feels like, and if I have any tension, I have some tension in here. And then I am going back through center, and then I'm going to look through my left, and I have a lot of tension in my spine itself when I look to the left. And then I'm going to look straight. My head stays now in the middle, and you can do that with closed or open eyes, and I'm going to look to the right. So just as much as I can comfortably through the corners of my eyes to the right. And it might be left when you're facing me here, your left. So you're just going to stay here until you feel that your body is responding in a way that has the changes to breathing, or I now have to yawn. And so that's a sign I'm getting a vagus nerve response, and I look back to center. And then I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm looking just with my eyes through the corners of my eyes to the other side. I'm still making sure my spine is fairly aligned and erect so that I don't compress my vertebrae here. I can stay here either just say 30 to 60 seconds, or I can just wait until I feel, now I want to take a really deep breath actually. So I'm going to do that, and that's also a response from your autonomic nervous system, and then I can come back to center. So that's the simplest way to work with this. The other way, the next exercise would be, we're building on that. It's a little bit different. And we're going to start like this. So first look to one side with your head and your eyes. And then really turn your eyes to the right, or to the side you're looking towards, through the corners of the eyes. You're going to pause there with your eyes, and then slowly, without turning your head, look with your eyes through the corners of the eyes to the opposite side. So your head is going one way, your eyes are going the other way. And then slowly change that again, and now the eyes are going where the head is going. And you're going to keep that, except for now your head is turning as your eyes are staying on that side. So I can turn slowly, and you might find there's hitches and that you're having a hard time with this. That's normal. And then you're looking again with the eyes where your head is going. And I had a hitch in my eyes there actually. And then I'm going to look the other way with my eyes. And then again I look the other way. So now my head and my eyes are going the same way. And then I'm going to change it. My eyes stay looking that way, and my head is turning to the opposite side. And then my eyes are going where my head is going. Again, through the corners of the eyes. And I can already see that my range has improved because I can see more behind me. And I don't have a lock up here now. And then I'm going to look through the other side. And my eyes are then going back again, So now my head and eyes are going to the same side. And then I'm going to slowly turn my head again, and this time I'm going to see if I can have that, maybe not that hitch in my eyes. And then I'm going to change my eyes so I can also, now here I feel like I can see more behind me on this side. And then I'm going to change my eyes only. And then change my eyes again. And now my head is turning while my eyes are going still in the same direction. And now I'm going to look through my eyes, and I can even see more. So I'm slowly, step by step, freeing my neck up and my shoulders. And I'm going to look back. So now head and eyes are going opposite, and I'm going to look where my head is going. And once you get more comfortable, you can actually get a little bit more fluid with this. You don't have to go so slow. And then again, now you get the gist of it, right? You're going to go same direction as the tip of the nose, and then you're going to turn opposite again, and then same again, and also here I can see a little bit more. And then I'm going to actually just come back to center, and then I'm going to bring my eyes back to center. And that actually, I'm going to assess now if I truly improved that. And so I'm going to just turn my head one way and the other way, and I have a little bit more freedom here. Now what I feel for myself is missing is my other capacity of going down with the tip of the nose and up. And you can assess here what that feels like. If you have like a cracking, and I have a big crack happening there. And then I'm going to come back to center, and I just remember what that felt like. And you got the principle now that you want to go basically into the opposite direction with your eyes. So first you're going, when we do these movement practices, we could say, oh, my head is going down and my eyes are going up. And then I can say, I'm going to look down where my head is going. I'm going to look back up. And then I always end in the same direction where my head is going, because then my eyes keep looking down and my head is going to change. And then my eyes are going up with my head, and then down, and then up, and then slowly my head is going to go down. My eyes are still up, and then I'm going to look down, all the way down to my chest, not just down, and then up, and then down to my chest again, or I want to see the top of my cheeks, and then coming back to center. So you can combine those over time, but this gives you a little bit an idea, and there's many, many more things, and there's also things where you combine movement of the torso and the rest of the spine, and everything is going in the opposite way. But this is a good start for you. I hope these 3 exercises that I showed you, you may enjoy and find maybe that you now, for me too, I feel more fluid here, and I have a little bit more fluidity here. And so now I hope you can enjoy that freedom. Happy practice!